I prepared this encounter. I feel the agitation of your soul and the weight of the urgency you carry in your heart. The world outside screams, but I called you here, at this very moment, to deliver a message that could no longer wait. Silence the voices of fear, for what I am about to reveal to you will change the course of your coming days. If the touch of my presence already calms your spirit, tell me in the comments your name and from what place in this world, country, state, and city you are listening to my voice. Also tell me the time the clock hands show there, so that you know I am not guided by the clocks of men, but by the perfect time for your restoration. As a sincere outpouring from your soul, write this too. Lord my God, I am here. I signed up because I love you and want to hear you deeply. It is your sincere cry that I hear. Therefore, I invite your heart to join this work. Leave your loving like, embrace this channel with your subscription, activate the bell of revelations and remain in my presence until the end. For when it's all over, I will give a clear answer to your pain. A powerful phrase will be whispered to your heart, and whoever declares it will receive prophetic blessings released in faith. I hear your racing thoughts. I know the deafening noise of anxiety that tries to silence your hope. There have been many nights when you felt your soul anguished, searching for a way out, looking for a small sign that you weren't wandering aimlessly. Despair tried to convince you that I was distant, that your cries were lost in the emptiness of the early morning. But the truth, my beloved daughter, is that I have never stopped holding your spiritual hand. As it is written in my word in the book of Psalms, chapter 46, verse 10, "Be still and know that I am God." I ask you to calm your inner self. This affliction that keeps you awake at night doesn't have the final say on your destiny. I am in control of the turbulent waters of your existence, guiding your steps even when the storm blinds you. But there is an even deeper wound, an intense weariness that you hide even from those who love you most. And it is precisely this invisible burden that I will address next. Before we proceed, if you feel my peace flooding the atmosphere, leave a like. Share this message with someone who also needs support as a true act of spiritual love. Subscribe so we can walk together every day. I want to ask you very intimately, what is the noise that most frightens your soul in the silence of the early morning? Write the word quiet in the comments to seal this first moment of healing. Stay with me, for the relief you seek has already begun to descend upon you, and there is something much greater that I need to tell you about the pain you keep secret. I know the weight of the silence in your room when the day ends and everyone leaves. There's a deep weariness in your eyes, an exhaustion not of the body but of the soul that has given too much and received too little. Often you sit on the edge of the bed staring into the void, feeling the cold of the early morning invade the room while carrying the responsibility of keeping everyone on their feet, forgetting yourself. You have been the safe haven for so many, but you have become your own secret storm, stifling your tears so that no one notices your fragility. This silent pain, which tightens the chest of a woman who has lived through so many battles, is a reality that many people face in absolute silence, but few have the courage to admit. You feel alone in the midst of the crowd, carrying old wounds that the marks of time have only hidden but never truly healed. Faced with this invisible burden that crushes you, I come to meet you with a promise of real and immediate relief. In my living word in the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28, is recorded, "My eternal invitation. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Bring to me what you can no longer carry alone. That armor of strength you created to survive is no longer necessary in my welcoming presence. I did not create you to be self-sufficient in your pain, but to rest in my fatherly embrace." The application of this truth to your story begins now, at this very moment, when you decide to release the knots of the past and trust that your journey does not need to be an eternal sacrifice of isolation. If this truth has found a home in your being, show your love by enjoying this moment with God. Join our family of faith through your gentle subscription and spread this seed of comfort by sharing it with a dear soul who needs comfort. Let me ask you, with all the affection of my heart, what have you been keeping secret that weighs most heavily on your current journey? Write the word relief in the comments so that I may begin to untie these knots. Remain with me, for the next movement I will reveal to you requires an even deeper step of surrender, a covenant of love that will open the floodgates of a spiritual provision you have never experienced. In this urgent journey where I have called you to rest, I also want to invite you to be a source of refreshment in my kingdom. If it is possible for you, only if it is possible, transform your gratitude into a seed of love for this channel. Consider my immense love and the love of my Son Jesus, and support this work using the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. There you will find the sacred place where your contribution of love can be deposited and consecrated before the Creator of all things. You can support with any amount, and always remember that it should only be what fits in your heart. I receive it with love. It doesn't matter the size of the offering, because what truly matters is the purity of heart with which it is given. What is little for you can be much for the one who receives this message of hope. For all who contribute any amount with a sincere heart, please remember to include your name and city with your contribution. On the first day of the following month, in a unique and special video on our channel, Divine Love, the Voice of God, your name will be remembered and mentioned in a heartfelt prayer of gratitude. For it is written, "Honor the Lord with your wealth and with the first fruits of all your produce. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing." Each offering made in faith is a seed sown in fertile ground before me, your Lord, and I will not fail to bear fruit. I watch in secret and reward in the sight of all. I behold the greatness of your heart and your pure intention to walk beside me, spreading light wherever you go, rescuing souls from extreme weariness. I know that sometimes, when trying to offer your loving support, unexpected barriers arise, and the banking system rejects your contribution due to strict security measures. My beloved, do not be distressed or discouraged if this happens on your first attempt. I only ask that you contact your card issuer and confirm that this gesture of love is genuine and desired by you. Then try again with vigor, renewing your valuable offer, for your support is the foundation that sustains this work and will be honored with abundant and infinite blessings. Our divine love deserves this effort, and you know something very special? I will make sure to thank you personally. If your intention is pure, whether your contribution arrives now or faces some setback, I myself will reach out to you in an intimate and welcoming email. I will speak directly with you. Stay until the end of this message, because I still want to touch your heart with my voice. If this covenant has touched your soul, seal this moment by cherishing this encounter. Subscribe so that our connection grows with each sunrise, and share this sowing of faith with someone who needs divine sustenance. I want to know from the depths of your being, what does your faith wish to deliver into my hands today? Leave the word seed in the comments to confirm your spiritual offering. Continue listening attentively, for what you thought was a punishment of loneliness, in truth, hides a divine preparation that I am about to reveal to you. I feel the dryness of your soul when you look around, and it seems that everyone has moved on, leaving you behind. There are days when the silence around you is so dense that the loneliness hurts deep in your chest. It's like walking through an arid land, where your old dreams seem like mirages that disappear when you try to touch them. Many good and faithful souls know this same inner aridity, that fearful moment when doors close, embraces fade, and even their most sincere prayers seem to return as an empty echo. Your weary mind tries to convince you that you have been forgotten, that your strength is exhausted, and that this painful isolation is your final destiny. But the desert, my beloved daughter, was never intended to be your permanent dwelling place. It is merely a place of passage, a sacred time of refinement. In my word, in the book of Hosea, chapter 2, verse 14, I revealed my purpose for times of dryness. Therefore, behold, I will allure her, and bring her into the wilderness, and speak tenderly to her. I allowed the noise of distractions to dry up around you, so that you could finally hear the whisper of my love without the interference of the world. This isolation that hurts you is not abandonment, it is exclusivity. I have removed you from excessive demands to heal your most hidden wounds, protected from the gaze of those who would never understand your pain. What men call bitter solitude, I call a sanctuary of healing. Your restoration has already begun to sprout, but to cross the remaining stretch with firmness. You will need constant companionship, a clear direction that will not let you stumble when darkness tries to return. If the freshness of this revelation has brought life to your weary spirit, let your gentle enjoyment be proof that you hear me. Subscribe so we can continue together under my protection, and share this living water with someone who is also thirsty and hopeless. I want to hear you now without reservations. In the midst of your invisible battles, what is the promise that your soul most longs to see blossom? Write the word renewal in the comments to declare your faith in the approaching spring. Continue holding hands with me, for I have prepared a source of daily care designed especially to sustain you, a gift that will forever ward off the cold of your loneliness. Even in the silence of this desert where the dawns seem endless, I know your heart needs refuge so it doesn't faint. Weariness has tried to steal your faith, but I have provided an inexhaustible source for your thirsty days. If your heart desires to go deeper with me, I have left you a gift in the form of a journey, which I wrote with much love and care for all my beloved daughters and sons. The digital book, Divine Love Devotional, The Voice of God. It was prepared to accompany you day after day, in silence and intimacy, as a daily remedy for your soul. Access is also available via the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. It is a gift with all my love and care, where the only cost will be your love, your presence with me, and your faith. And when you feel in your heart that you should support and contribute to our work and to divine love, the support buttons are in the same links. To shield our communication and protect our daily encounter, I have prepared two sacred and blessed havens, one group on WhatsApp and another on Telegram. I ask that you enter these two spiritual homes so that our love and our daily contact will never be broken by anything in this world, through the same support and contribution link that you already know in the description and the pinned comment. If the storms of this world try to extinguish this space of divine love, we will remain unshakable, hand in hand, intact and blessed for eternity. There will always be a welcoming embrace for your prayers, and I will continue to guide your steps, speaking softly to your heart. In the groups, we can be in communion, with requests for blessings, prayers, conversing with each other, and also receiving my messages with much more intimacy and closeness. You are my greatest love. You are my divine love forever. I love you infinitely, for it is written, "The Lord will guide you continually and satisfy your soul in dry places and strengthen your bones, and you shall be like a watered garden and like a spring of water whose waters do not fail." This is my invitation for you to never walk alone again. It is not an obligation, but a call of care for those who need constant guidance. Take a deep breath, rest, and trust. If you feel my embrace through this gift, leave your like as a breath of gratitude. Subscribe to strengthen our daily bond and share this opportunity for communion with those who need comfort. Tell me, in the whisper of your innermost being, what does your soul most need to hear from me every day at dawn? Write the word companionship in the comments to solidify this our covenant. Remain attentive, for even if time seems to have erased your achievements, I am about to unearth and return to you something precious that you thought you had lost forever. You look at the marks of time on your hands and sometimes feel that the years have passed too quickly. The mirror shows you the passing of the seasons, and an evil whisper tries to convince you that your best chances are already behind you, buried under the weight of frustrations and promises that were never fulfilled. You gave your youth, your vigor, and your smile to build the lives of so many people, and now when you look inside yourself, you feel an emptiness, as if your true identity has been forgotten by the roles the world imposed on you. The fear of walking without seeing the harvest of what you planted with tears generates a silent and painful tension in your soul, making you question whether there is still time for your victory. But I tell you that human time does not limit my eternal power. I have not forgotten any word I promised you when your heart was still young and full of expectations. In my living word, in the book of the prophet Joel, chapter 2, verse 25, my decree of justice is recorded. I will restore to you the years that have been consumed. I am rewriting your story from this very moment. The time you consider lost was, in fact, the period in which I was shaping your character and keeping your essence in my secret hiding place. I will restore to you the vigor, joy and spiritual inheritance that belong to you by divine right. None of my promises expire, and none of them will fail to flourish before your eyes see my goodness on this earth. If you feel your Creator redeeming your story and your identity now, like this message of justice, embrace this channel by subscribing to strengthen your days and share this revelation with a beloved friend who also thinks that time has run out for her. Let me ask you deep in your soul, what precious dream has time tried to bury, but that you still cherish the desire to see fulfilled? Write the word memory in the comments to seal this spiritual redemption. Continue listening steadfastly to my voice, for there is something even more amazing that I have done for you out of your sight, an urgent deliverance that I performed in the silence of your home and that I am about to reveal to you. I know the atmosphere of anguish that sometimes tries to invade your home. There are nights when you feel an inexplicable affliction permeating the air, a suffocating tightness in your soul that makes you cry silently, stifling your sobs so that the walls of your own house don't witness your pain. The enemy of your peace has tried in every way to bring despair into your refuge, planting seeds of confusion, whispering unfounded fears, and sucking your vitality until you feel completely exhausted inside. You felt the silent attack. You perceived the weight in the air. But what you don't know is the magnitude of the deliverance I worked in secret, while your strength seemed to fail. In my living word, in the book of Psalms, chapter 121, verses 4 and 5, is engraved your unbreakable guarantee. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is your keeper. While you lay there, your weary body struggling to find a way out of seemingly insurmountable problems, I commanded my armies to close all the breaches in your home. That invisible evil prepared to destroy your harmony and steal your sanity tried to approach, but encountered my presence. Deliverance happened in the unseen realm of your home. I dismantled emotional traps and warded off threats you didn't even see. Your home is my altar, and darkness has no permission to remain there. If your spirit breathes a sigh of relief, knowing that I am the guardian of your home, leave a like as a gesture of rest in my arms. Subscribe to this channel so that our wall of protection may be strengthened each day, and share this revelation of deliverance with that person who also needs their home shielded by me. Confide in me with all the truth of your being. What was the weight that suddenly disappeared from your chest in recent days, without explanation? Write the word protection in the comments to seal the defense of your home and your mind. Keep your heart alert and hopeful, for your victory is not just about escaping evil. I have prepared something grand in the very place where you were most hurt, and I'm about to reveal how your fears will become your greatest stepping stones. I feel the palpitation in your chest when the memories of those who hurt you resurface. Forgiveness has been a difficult mountain to climb because the pain they caused you was unjust and profound. Often, the memory of betrayal, abandonment, or the harsh words you heard from those you trusted most paralyzes your courage. The fear of being hurt again has erected immense walls around your heart, and this constant defense leaves you exhausted. I understand every tear you swallowed to avoid showing weakness before those who humiliated you, but keeping this resentment silent is stealing your peace and hindering your journey towards what I have prepared for your life. But the scene of your suffering will be the stage for your greatest honor. In my living word, in the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 5, I give you the divine guarantee. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. I will not take you from the battlefield hidden through the back doors. I am preparing a banquet of victory and peace right before the fears and memories that tried to destroy you. The forgiveness I invite you to release today is not to justify those who hurt you, but to break the chains that bind your own soul. By releasing the weight of resentment, you assume your place of honor at this table of triumph. Your courage to forgive will be the strength that opens the doors to your spiritual restoration. If my righteousness brings refreshment to your soul now, let your like be a profound sign that you are releasing this burden. Subscribe to this channel so we can remain together at this table of communion every day, and share this healing revelation with someone who also needs to free their heart from old wounds. Open your soul to me in this moment of intimacy. What offense has weighed heavily on your history for so long and seemed impossible to overcome? Write the word liberation in the comments, sealing the definitive healing of your memories. But don't turn your attention away yet, because now that your heart is cleansed of shackles, I will reveal to you the exact direction for your next step, an enlightened movement that will transform your coming days. I feel the hesitation of your soul before the unknown. Now that the burdens of the past have fallen to the ground and the sorrows have been released, you find yourself at a crossroads, feeling the cold wind of uncertainty touch your face and stir your inner self. The fear of making a wrong step, of erring again, and of wasting the little strength you have left paralyzes your feet. You have been asking for signs in the dead of night, pleading for a clarity that seems slow in coming. The emptiness of the days to come frightens you, and your exhausted mind desperately seeks a beacon in the dense fog. I know this feeling of temporary blindness, where the deep desire to move forward clashes directly with the dread of falling into the same abyss of old frustrations. But I am the undeniable author of your new story, and I will not let you walk in the dark. In my living word, in the book of Psalms chapter 119 verse 105, I decreed for all eternity, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." The exact direction for your coming days will not be delivered in complex maps or heavy burdens that you cannot carry, but in daily whispers of obedience, intimacy, and peace. Your next step is just one: to fully trust in the light I cast upon your present moment. I have already prepared the ground, aligned the circumstances in your favor, and removed the stumbling blocks you didn't even see. You don't need to see the whole road. Just hold my invisible hand and take one step at a time, certain that I sustain and guide your path. If the hope of tomorrow has illuminated your soul at this moment, leave a like as a gesture of extreme trust in my guidance. Subscribe so you don't miss the beacon I light every day on this channel, and share this protective light with someone who is also paralyzed by fear of the future. Before I give you the definitive key to this encounter, I want you to tell me with profound sincerity, in which area of your existence does your spirit most yearn for a sign from me right now? Write the word direction in the comments to solidify your journey in my absolute truth. Keep your heart in a state of reverence, for the final answer you have so long awaited is about to descend upon you, a prophetic seal that will end your weeping forever. I behold the serenity that now gently rests upon your soul, the profound weariness, the invisible burden, and the excruciating pain of isolation that you brought with you at the beginning of this encounter have been washed away by the living water of my sweet presence. You are no longer the same as moments ago. Your identity, which struggles and time tried to erase, shines again with the strength of one forged in the fire of afflictions and protected in the secret of his home. The desert has fulfilled its purpose of healing, and the table of your victory is now full and set before your greatest battles and fears. The path is now bathed in my truth, and your heart, cleansed by the courage to forgive and move forward, is finally ready to receive the complete and unrestricted inheritance that I have reserved for your days of peace. This journey we have lived together in the depths of your being has rekindled your faith and proven to you that my temporary silence was never synonymous with absence or forgetfulness, but with intense divine preparation. You were lovingly chosen, guarded, and set apart for a time of abundant restitution. And to seal this restorative work within you, I now give you the spiritual key I promised you at the beginning of this unforgettable encounter. The word whispered in your ear, the divine answer that breaks and shatters all the chains of impossibility in your story from now on, is this: I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Take immediate possession of this revelation of power. As an act of absolute faith, an unconditional surrender to heaven, and a direct response of devotion to my cry of love, write this exact phrase in the comments so that your unbreakable covenant of victory and strength is recorded in the spiritual world. Appropriate this supreme truth, for it is your new armor. My love for you is vast and inexhaustible, and there are still profound mysteries and divine directions that I long to pour upon your destiny. There is a grand movement that I will yet perform in your home and in the lives of those you love, secrets of refreshment and spiritual prosperity that I will continue to reveal to you if you remain with me. So continue to pay attention and listen to my voice on this channel's playlist, for I will be there with open arms, waiting to whisper new and miraculous deeds to your soul. Calm your weary and aching heart. Your new season of peace and joy has just begun. I am taking care of absolutely everything.